Hello guys. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. So here we talk about health, fitness, and loving yourself. My name is Daphne, and today I'm going to talk to you about, it's gonna be kind of like a life talk. I'm definitely, like, I do this all the time, and it's something that I try to work on. It's this urge of, I need to know what's next. I need to plan my future and figure out everything right now. And it's literally like in my head, I'm like, right now, I need to know. But the reality of this is that we don't know what is gonna come in the next year. And if you really think about it, like, think of where you were 5 years ago. And when I think of where I was 5 years ago, I definitely had not planned that I was going to be where I am today right now. And I had no idea that this was going to be where I'm going to be. The things I'm interested have changed. The way I live has changed. The way I think about things. Like, even just like the way I get up in the morning has changed. Like, there's so much things. And it was completely different than the picture I had in my head that I thought that my future was going to end up in. And so instead of focusing so much on planning everything, and don't get me wrong, not that everything has to be in the air and whatever and YOLO. I'm not saying that. There's room for structure in your life, and there is certain places where there needs to be structure, but there's also room for just being and living. And if this sounds very too out there for you, which, I mean, I guess it does a little bit, like, oh, just find your inner being and be. It's not as simple as that, and I can totally understand it, but it's more like, I think it comes back down to actually listening to yourself now, and where you feel like you want to be, what your values are, and trying to live in a way that's close as possible to that. And then allow that road to take you where you're going to end up in. Because if you know that right now, you're on that pathway of going towards what you feel you are right now. So maybe, let's say if you're like a student in high school and you're trying to figure out what you're going to do with your life, maybe just kind of think of what are the things you like, or maybe you even don't know what you necessarily like, but you know what you don't like. So maybe start from there. If you are in the middle of your career, but you find that something's missing, that you're craving that passion, that energeticness that you haven't had in a while about your daily life. So maybe think about a couple of things maybe off your work. Where do you kind of tend to do more, and how do you feel with them? Do they fulfill you? Do they make you happy? Or do they just kind of fill the void? And then maybe start from there and see little things that you can do now that will come closer to who you are and what makes you feel good. And that way, by focusing on doing those things, doing the things that resonate with your heart and soul right now and with what your current situation needs, then that will bring you to where you need to be in the future. And it's not an effort. You don't have to, you know inside of you who you are and what you're supposed to be. You don't need to figure it all out. It's there. You just have to let it be. Because when you overthink things, then, like, think of a situation. Like when, for example, you were expecting someone to call you and they don't call. And then you're like, oh, they bailed on me. They forgot about me. They don't love me. Oh my God, I'm such a loser. Oh my God, nobody cares about me. Like, I mean, all these thoughts that we have in our heads, like, Like, we have them all the time, and our brain just talks all the time, and we could make a whole slur of different situations that could be, instead of maybe what it just was. Maybe it was just, you know, their phone died. They didn't call. That was it. So my point is that overthinking about everything mixes up too much. You should think. Think. I mean, don't walk into a wall. Think, you know, that you have to walk around the wall. But understand that you are you. It's in you. And you will get to where you have to be, no matter where you go. But you gotta make sure you're going in the right direction. And in order to go into the right direction, you don't necessarily need to know what the end will be, but you need to know that the direction you're going, you feel that it's the right thing for you in your heart, because that is what makes you feel like, I'm doing this for me because I believe in this. These are my values, and I'm spending my time living my life and not the one I think I should have, or the one that that person is having and that maybe I want to have. Does that make sense? So it is a little bit of a hard topic to grasp, but just take this and let that sit in you and kind of let it just flow through you a little bit. And when you get too caught up in, oh, but I need to know everything, kind of step back and say, you know what? In 10 years from now, I'm gonna be somewhere, whether that's physically or mentally or spiritually, and I'm gonna deal with that then, because now I'm here, and do I feel like I'm in the right, am I in the right area? Am I swimming in my waters? Or am I completely out? And where do I find a little piece of light in these crazy waters? What is attracting me? What is keep reoccurring in my life, in my thoughts? What's kind of deeply nudging me saying, I really would love to try this and do this? What is that? Find that. Write it down on paper to have it in front of you and see it and go towards it, and you will get where you're supposed to be. So that's my spiel. I hope you're getting something out of it. If you like these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really, really does support me, and I really would love to hear what you would like to hear next. Anything at all, anything you would like me to talk about, any questions, and let's just grow this community and help each other out. So love you, love you, love you all, and have a beautiful weekend. See you next week. Bye.